Welcome to No Enemies Here, where it is the winter of my discontent. It's not a good time. Really not a good time. What can I tell you? Anyways, I'm not gonna ramble on about my discontentness, because there are good things that happen. And Charles Latorre started something, and he started something good, as a matter of fact, and I thank Charles for this. And I blame Charles, but it's not really Charles. I went to a game meetup where there's about 50 people every Wednesday, and it's all miniatures. Yeah, I got the bug, man. And I just don't have the bug for miniatures, I got the bug for scale modeling. Which, I'll tell you why. When I was younger, I was living with my mom. So this is pre-28 years old. And I used to tie flies. I used to tie classic Atlantic salmon flies. And I was damn good. Like, really. And I was published in the Atlantic Salmon Journal, which is the quintessential fly fishing journal. And I sold like single flies for $200, $300 because it would take me a week or 2 weeks to make one fly. But that's how much I was into it, and I liked the minutia, the detailed and little, like, take 3 strands of one feather and take another 3 strands of a different colored feather of the same side of the bird, the same feather. Usually it was goose because it's long and it's softer. And like Velcro, you can attach these 3 layers of feather, and I'm going to say 3 layers of feather, I'm talking about, like, if I held it up you wouldn't even see it, and attach another 3 layers of feather, and it would make like red and green, and you could shade it by the amount of layers you put. And I was really into it. I was really into fly fishing. Oh man, when I get into something, I dive in. I'm in. That's it. I'm free falling, man. Where do you want me to go? I'm going down. So, anyways, the miniatures guys were playing, and there was something that was there that caught my eye. I hate it when things catch my eye, because this is what happens.
Don't do it. Release the patient.
This is what happens. Bolt action. Now, you want to put 2 of my passions into one. That is, you buy the minis for an exorbitant amount of money, you paint them, and then you play bolt action with your own minis that you painted, so you're connected to them. So I got in touch with Osprey Games, or what is it, Warlord Games, and I said, hey, I'm really interested, blah blah blah, can you please can I get a review copy of your Italian Bersaglieris? And they said yes. Like, obviously I'm gonna get the Italian Bersaglieris. Usually people will go for the Americans or the Germans, because hey, me, I want it personal, so I got the Italian Bersaglieris. And I'm gonna paint them. I'll show you later. I'm hooked. I am hooked. It's over. I'm hooked. Because I've got an addictive personality, and because hyperactive disorder, hyperactive disorder. Why is it a disorder? Christ, sometimes it's a superpower. Like it is now. What the hell was I gonna say? You see, that's ADD. I completely forgot what I was gonna say. That's ridiculous. This is even worse than on the Chit Show when Artie interrupts me and I completely lose my train of thought. And by the way, the Chit Show, we interviewed Grant Dalgleish. What a nice guy. Obviously, he's Canadian. What a nice guy. And check out his 1759, if I'm not mistaken, Quebec game. It was the first game published by Columbia Games, and they are doing I think a 50th anniversary, man. 50 years. I think they're the longest running war game company. Grant didn't how you say, he didn't know what you see, I don't know what the hell is going on. Grant didn't confirm that because he didn't know himself. That's it. That was the word I was looking for. Confirmed. For God's sakes. Anyways, check it out. They're having a Kickstarter. Look, nice guy. Nice guy. Good company. And I asked the question, how come these guys are not like Columbia Games? How come they're not as well known as they should be? Because damn good games and handsome games too. And I think it has to do with a marketing thing. Anyways, watch the interview. It was great. So yeah, I'm gonna the bolt action. I'm gonna get the rule book. I found some guy close to my area. He's selling off 3 books, American, German, and the Core Rules 2nd edition. But there's the 3rd edition coming out. But it doesn't matter. I mean, there's little minor fixes. I'll just write them in the book. And that's it, man. And yes, I did get another two other, maybe 3 other scale models. Yeah, whatever. I got an 88 anti-everything gun the Germans had in World War II with miniatures in it that I can paint at 1/35th scale. That's my thing, 135. I like that. There's enough detail for me to lock in, Other than that, on the show today we have the Professor Riccardo Mazzini. We have Meandering Mike in his cave of craziness and we have Seek Out and Play, Ken's channel. Also, sad news, Carla Horger suddenly passed away. This is the wife of Jeff Horger. Both of them together created Grand Prix and what's that other game? The stock car game, Thunder Road, I think it's called. Plus Apocalypse Roads. Yeah. And these are fun games if you're into. It's just fun game, It's like playing Steve Jackson's Car Wars, the Apocalypse one. And if you want to play just straight ahead Grand Prix, Formula 1, or Thunder Road, which is NASCAR, go ahead and play with that. I played the NASCAR one and I had a blast. So that's sad news that Carla Horger just passed away like suddenly. My condolences to the Horger family and friends. So with that said, let's go on with the show. I might do some impromptu stills, or not stills, little video shots of showing you my minis and all that and what I finished. I'm hooked. I'm hooked. Damn you, Charles Latorre! Damn you! Oh yeah, I didn't finish saying what I wanted to say concerning the fly tying. That I was so into it, I was engrossed. Something fierce, like my music. I was engrossed for God's sakes, 25 years. That was it. That was my life. But at the same time, I did the fly thing, and that was really cool. So now what? In this year of my discontent, actually, it's winter outside, so it's actually verbatim, the winter of my discontent. By the way, that's a John Steinbeck first sentence in his Grapes of Wrath. I love John Steinbeck. Really. Anyways, I used to love him. I used to be able to read, and he was one of my preferred authors, John Steinbeck. I read a lot of John Steinbeck. The Moon is Down, Cannery Road, I think it's called. The Pearl. I read Grapes of Wrath. I read Catcher in the Rye, for God's sake, man. Catcher in the Rye. Is that John Steinbeck? Am I mistaken here? Catcher in the Rye. Yeah, John Steinbeck. Loved it. With Holden Caulfield. Anyways. So that's what I'm saying. So now I am totally focused on these minis while I paint. I've got no music on. I got just the lights on. And I could do it for hours. And I'm talking about 5, 6, 7 hours. Same thing I used to do with music. Practice. Well, in music I used to practice 10, 12, sometimes 15 hours a day. I remember that. I went to 15 hours in one day, man. That's all I did, is live and breathe technique on the marimba. Anyways, I'm learning how to properly paint. Right now I'm learning how to build a model properly without smudging, without fingerprints, removing the cast lines and the dye. So that's it. Like I said, I'm hooked. Damn you, Charles Latour! Damn you!
Black Jay. Black Jay.
Hello, Giancarlo Masini, and this time the greatest day in history and games is February 25th, 1634, the day in which one of the most controversial and fascinating characters of the 30 Years' War died. Well, since the half of the 16th century, the Lutheran and Protestant reform had divided Europe into opposed camps with Catholics and Protestants. The later divisions also in the Protestant field with the ascent of the Calvinists had then further aggravated the situation. A politics of prudent moderation had avoided the wars until a contest about the succession to power in the Kingdom of Bohemia had opposed the imperial dynasty of the Habsburg, the Catholics, and Frederick V of the Palatinate, the Calvinists. When in 1619 the latter accepted the offer of the crown of Bohemia by the Bohemian people, which was traditionally land owned by Habsburg, this was too much. All Europe was progressively involved in an unprecedented conflict with religious and political and economic and social causes. In this scenario comes young Albrecht Wallenstein, von Wallenstein, because he was an often of a noble Protestant family, but a Bohemian family, but he later switched sides and sided with the Habsburg Emperor and also converted to Catholicism. He was one of the officers of the Habsburg army during the Battle of the White Mountain in 1620, which led to the deposal of Frederick V of the Palatinate. And after that, Wallenstein came back in possession of his own lands, Bavarian and Southern lands, but also so many other portions of the territory, becoming one of the richest men in the Kingdom of Bohemia. Then he pursued a politic of trading operations, financial operations, and also a very clever management of his own treasury, was a personal treasurer, and also rather shrewd financial speculations. So Wallenstein further increased in richness, and after that he assembled a true and proper army to put into service of the Habsburg Emperor against all the other Protestant enemies, because the war was continuing, and one after the other, Wallenstein managed to defeat in the field the various enemies of the Emperor and of the Catholic League. The few forces that were still loyal to Frederick, mercenary in service to the Protestant Union, also the King Christian of Denmark. But Wallenstein was worried because he knew that the greatest threat to the Catholic League was Gustavus Adolphus of Sweden, which will soon become a champion for the Protestant cause. The Bohemian general will be unable to stop the Swedish sovereign first moves, because a plot of other generals and nobles at the imperial court essentially threw him more or less in disgrace with the emperor. But those generals, and in particular the old General Tilly, suffered great disasters at the hands of Gustavus Adolphus in the battles of Breitenfeld in 1631 and Left 1632. And in that battle, during that battle, Tilly will be killed. So the emperor, the Habsburg Emperor, will be forced to call back to service Wallenstein, because Wallenstein was still one of his most capable generals. Wallenstein had so many doubts, but he still managed to create another great army, even if really very inexperienced. Wallenstein knew that that army could not stand against Gustavus Adolphus' veterans and also the other Protestant forces. So he managed to create a series of guerrilla actions and small engagements and small attritional engagements, like the Battle of Alte West near Nuremberg. But at the end, Gustavus Adolphus managed to force him to a great battle, and that great battle was Lutzen. During that battle, Wallenstein and the Catholic forces in general were defeated, but King Gustavus Adolphus was killed during a cavalry charge. And this was a turning point for Wallenstein. It should have been a turning point for Wallenstein, because everybody in the empire thought that, okay, now we had the Sweden at all messy, the king is slain, the forces are demoralized, now the great Wallenstein will surely he will strike the decisive blow. But in 1633, but Wallenstein does not move. There are rumors that say Wallenstein has become too greedy. He is more interested in richness rather than the fervor, the loyalty for his own emperor. He has such a great army once again. Maybe he wants to make peace with the Protestants and try to stage a coup against the emperor himself and crown himself emperor. So, on January 24th, 1634, the Emperor Ferdinand II of Habsburg removes Wallenstein from his own command and forces him to leave the army. That is once again, the Wallenstein army is once again under direct control of the Habsburg. Wallenstein tries to escape to Bohemia because he knows that the time is up, that there are people wanting to have him dead. Maybe he wants to give themselves to the Swedish as a prisoner of war. Maybe, who knows, maybe he can become one of their generals. Why not? But during the night of February 25th, he is reached by a murder, by a killer, by a paid killer, and killed and slain. After the death of Wallenstein, the 30 Years' War will carry on until the Peace of Westphalia in 1638, inflicting so many other disasters and devastations to the entire Europe. This was a conflict in which so many characters, not like our Bohemian general, made a fortune and then they were ruined, or maybe they got a better rate and survived. There's so many of those characters. And those characters are the protagonists of the game, of this episode. This game is called Wallenstein, and it is about leaders that are as able with the sword as with the coin. It is a perfect, and so it is for this reason, this is a perfect example of an hybrid Euro and war game, because it is a Euro game, yes, fit and proper, but it has also many historical dynamics inside of it, and so an interesting historical representation. So it is really at the middle of the road. It is a worker placement and resource management, of course, but has a great historical flavor and also direct combat, which is quite rare for a Euro game. That's why we can call it a Euro war game. The combat is managed through the genius of the dice tower. It is specifically engineered for the game, so you throw some cubes in it and some color cubes representing your troops and the troops of your enemy and the enemy troops, and then some of them will get out of the dice tower and will determine side effect of that battle, but others will stay inside the dice tower, and maybe they will later come back. So this creates an interesting dynamic. So if you win the first battles, yes, that's good, but maybe in the dice tower there are so many enemy cubes still there waiting for the decisive battle to come out and deliver your fate. It is incredibly. You have also incredible. Also, you have to carefully balance aggressive actions and building orders, because you have to also manage your own personal kingdoms and make buildings and make trade, and make money with which you can buy armies. But there are plagues, there are revolts. Also, there are so many expansions and operations that include also court politics, other generals. So even if it doesn't have any actual specific historical reference to this or that event, the historical dynamics are all there, and you really feel as one of those generals. This is a game that really gives you the complexity of these characters, military commanders, political leaders, but also great entrepreneurs. It is a very interesting title that I highly recommend you even to try something different, or to try with your Euro games oriented friends. But believe me, even as an historical gamer, this game will not disappoint you. So that's it for this time. See you on the next battlefield. Ciao.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go with the crux of the show in the winter of my discontent. Okay, here we go. Aaron Plays. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. So, Aaron Plays, and I don't know, I don't remember seeing all this. There's maybe new thumbnails, but I've been seeing a lot of people with different thumbnails. So, I don't know what YouTube is doing, but they're doing it. So, Aaron Plays, let's go to the good, well, it's the only one that I think I never showed, is the new one, which is 6 days ago. And he's discussing ambush versus upfront versus warfighter. Wow. Okay. Ambush, warfighter. There is a similarity. I understand. Upfront, I don't know. I've never played it. And it was gifted to me by STUKAJOE, the icon. And that's what's happening on Aaron Plays. Academy Games. UVA is doing 5 England production sample unboxing. When Academy Games gets into making a game, UVA's a stickler for details. So here's the game. And look at the Cardinal there. He looks like Joe Pesci. And the other guy looks like the guy from Harry Potter, Die Hard. What's his face? I love him, but there he is. And this is what's happening on Academy Games. Advanced Squad Leader Spotting Round is doing Valor of the Guards CG1, 15th of September, Part 3. Man, look at that guy's beard, man. I don't want to mess with an Advanced Squad Leader guy like that. Come on! That's what Agility Snips gaming table. That's what I mean about the new thumbnails. I think it's all like that now. I don't know. But anyways, he's got 3 videos, and it all comes down to this. He says, Normandy 1, Part 8 of Fields of Fire Deluxe. A game designed by Ben Hull and published by GMT. Also, he plays Part 1 of The Other Side of the Hill solo. It's a playthrough. And the conclusion of Fall Blau. Part 2 of The Other Side of the Hill solo. All this on Agility Snips gaming table. I had to do it. Andy's Hobby Headquarters. 3 videos. Meng Scale Model Company is doing a 1/35th Kugelwagen, new and under $16. But that's US. Anyways, that's probably $1 million Canadian, but anyways. A look inside preview. This guy's a nice guy. Plus a Rayfield model, 1/35th scale, King Tiger, new super detailed and under $35. And new releases, plastic model kits. You are going to want this 2025 in my winter of discontent. My year of discontent. On Andy's Hobby Headquarters. Artie is previewing a Kickstarter by Columbia Games, Quebec 1759, 50th Anniversary Edition. Huh? I'm telling you, man, this was the cornerstone of American civilization. That battle. It's all happening on ARDWULF'S Lair, plus a lot more. Beyond Solitaire, 2 videos is Daniel Newman and Marceline Lehman on Indie Games Night Market. Plus Queen of the Spies with David Thompson. Who? David Thompson. Who's he? That's right, on Beyond Solitaire. The Chief and Bonding with Board Games and RPGs. Tales from the Loop number 7. Kitten Races and Drunk Dads. Actual play. There's the Chief and his mom. And I see not a mini, but a big statue of a mini. You see what I'm saying? I see it all now. Plus I see colors. Different colors, different shades. Damn you. That's what's happening on Bonding with Board Games and RPGs. Camp Sawyer is playing an oldie but I guess goodie. It's SBI's Dreadnought Dodger Bank. Turns 9 to 12 and wrap up. Yeah, those were fun days. Why? Because I was young. Cardboard Commander is learning how to play, and he wants to learn it together, Enemy Action Kharkov. 2 videos of that. Then Salerno, 1943 Allied Invasion of Italy, an unboxing. And Enemy Action Kharkov Part 3, learning the game, the combat, on Cardboard Commander. Carl Walmsley is giving you an update of his channel. And he's into minis and war games and all that, and yada, yada, yada. And here's Jim of Castle Arch and why you should be playing. I don't know why I should be playing. I hate it when he tells me that. Why you should be playing GURPS Conan Solo Adventure on Castle Archin.
For the first Wednesday in February, Seek Out and Play presents Halls of Hegra Setup. The video briefly covers the 3 main phases of the game before describing the setup portion. This allows you to follow the video and set up your first game immediately. Plus, it helps prep you for the upcoming events of the game. Halls of Hegra is by Tompat Games, a solitaire effort that pits valiant Norwegian forces against the onslaught of German soldiers during World War II. The game reflects the rugged nature of the conflict in a 3-part siege where you defend against the assault. Check out more videos when you subscribe to the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel. In addition, there is a monthly Speak Out and Play podcast, which you can find on Buzzsprout and Spotify. For just $2 per month, you can support the channel by becoming a Patreon member and see the videos and podcast 48 to 72 hours in advance. At least one new video is released every week on the Seek Out and Play YouTube channel, so I will see you next Wednesday.
Centurions review, we have Dave and his friendle, and playing an old SPI, Strategy and Tactics. Well, is it in an SPI? It is. It's SPI Tank Armored Combat in the 20th Century review. We're going oldie but goodies today. Here he is. Here he is, the man who changed my life. Charles One-Eyed Jack Latorra. 8 videos. He's looking at reference books, a few old classic Avalon Hill games. Then he tells us he's got a new coffee cup, but minis on horse and musket. Then the Forever War, and then ogres and stuff happening. I'm not there yet. Then TBO Adobe Walls. TBO. Yeah. Turns 2 and 3. I don't know what TBO is. Charles, help me here. And then Ogre versus Giant. What? No orcs, he says. Look at the minis. I see the trees and all that. Okay. Then Mail Call and working with minis. No paint spray here. Brush is better. Charles, I'm going to learn my way with a brush because that's what you got to do. Because when I'm going to do camouflage on tanks and whatever, doing it by hand, yeah, sure, you could do it by hand, but when you spray it, you get that realistic look. Unless you're a good painter with the brush. This is what's happening on Charles Latorra. Eric's Table, Napoleonic Battles, 3 videos. The Battle of Lobositz. Then he live streams the Battle of Moscow and learn to play Hello. In 1807, Davout's Attack. I like that name, Davout. What is it? Marshal Davout. Your coffee's ready. On Eric's Table, Napoleonic Battles. Flying Pig Games are doing part 3 of the Long Road playthrough with the designer Mark H. Walker on Flying Pig Games. Gaming with the Shiv with Earl Bickford. 4 videos. He's got more than that. He looks at Dean's views on Civil War Brigade series, then Magazine Collection Part 22. Hey, you joking? Part 22. I thought Cody of the Discriminating Gamer had a lot of parts to his parts. Then Oil War Iran Strikes Part 1 and Oil War Iran Strikes Miscellaneous on the Xxvi's channel, Gaming with ER Bigford. I don't know what's up with the Leonidas of ASL, but he's wearing a hat and a hoodie, and he's inside. Everybody's got to lose it once in a while, you know what I'm saying? Even the Leonidas George Hiotis of ASL, he is doing AR3 Bricks in Flames, Part 1. Look at that. Thought he stole George. Nice to see Timmy back, okay? Really, really nice. Hairbrain Games. Timmy. Weekend Games. And a look back in 2024. Bloody hell. Timmy. Keep on keeping on. Hex to Hex is doing Counterattack. The 1st of February. 1943. February. You gotta put the R in there. And he's doing Tank on Tank West Front. This is a lock and load published game. I have it. I want my friend to get into it because he doesn't know anything about war games. And I figured this would be a great learning game. But you know what? He's into Ancients. So what do? I get Ancients from GMT. He doesn't want to play that. He wants to play Carcassonne. That's all he wants to do is play Carcassonne. He bought all the expansions. I love Carcassonne, but I mean, come on! Diversity, you know what I'm saying? Hex then countered 4 videos. Okinawa, the last battle of World War II. First look. And also, February 2025, a channel update, and Hex encounters Death of an Army in Ypres, 1914, World War I. I like that cover and I forget who did it. But anyways. Then Steamroller. The Mannheim. Tannenberg, 1914 from Yeah Magazine. Flying Pig Games. Gameplay on Hexed Encountered. You want to know something? I'll tell you why your life has changed. Diganis. I wanted to stick around, but then those pesky Persians. Huh? Wait. Then these guys came around, and you know what they gave you? They changed your life. They gave you toilets. And then there was unrest. They just wanted to rest. But now there was the unrest. So these guys, well, they had to fight these guys. The savages! Why am I doing this? Why is he doing this? I'll tell you why. I'm leading up to something that changed your life! And then, those savages, they became civil. And then they fought against these guys! For the Queen and country! And what did we do? Well, we changed your life! Well, there was other people. It was the French, the Portuguese, the Spanish. They just were a little whatever. But one of these people really didn't like for Queen and country. Ich heiße Oberleutnant Kaiser! They even took the old Roman Caesar, which is not really Caesar, it's Kaiser, and he called himself Kaiser! The Gaul! No, the Gaul were beaten by the English, or so they say, because these are the Gauls! But what about the worst time in history? Son, some things are better left unsaid. Wrong! You gotta learn these things so we don't repeat it. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the worst time in history. This epitomizes evil. It's still in our history. And this week, these guys launched Operation Barbarossa to attack Russia, their allies. So they stabbed him in the back. Well, how many men? Well, I'd say about 3 million Germans. And whoa, the logistics just on that. You gotta get the horses, the tanks, the gas. But they were gonna take over Russia, and Russia had enough gas. So they thought. Well, we're gonna go through history, week by week, battle by battle. Stick around! That fantastic channel that is History Hustle, the Dutch channel, and this is life in German-occupied Soviet cities during World War II. What was it like? I always think about that. I think about France being occupied for 4 years! 4 years! And Holland too and all that. But anyways, check it out, History Hustle. My favorite Frenchie Fred Serval of Homoluden has 2 videos, probably more than that, but I took the live stream, and he does a Legion of Honor, years 1793 to 94. This is episode 2. Then he plays with a teach and play with Justagard, Napoleon's Last Gamble, Wargaming, the Waterloo Campaign, on Homoludens. Respect! Jim Ozarski, 3 videos. The Battle of Bautzen for Blucher. Then the Battle of Waterloo for bloody big battles. And Operation Charnwood, Battle for Ypres. IABSM. I had it last time. I ain't been shot, Mom. There you go. ADD my ass. I'm Jim Ozarski. Jose Luis of Julius Fairfax fame. 20 years, 20 games. For our Spanish viewers. Julius Fairfax. And talking about Justagard, 4 videos. Next war in Poland at World War III Con. And Game On 2025. Day 0. Thunder on the Mississippi and what he's playing. Plus more thunder on the Mississippi. And the siege of Vicksburg begins. Look at all those guys. They're all so into it, man. So am I. This channel wouldn't be this channel without KilRoyWasHere. Look at Kilroy. Look at that what is that? The Cheshire Cat smile? Look at that. God. Thank God he goes to the dentist. So Kilroy goes to the AFC Championship again and again and again and again. He's a nut. Then Fields of Fire Deluxe Edition, unboxing and first look a game by Ben Hull, published by GMT. Congress of Vienna, Diplomacy, Negotiation, and War in Europe. Yeah, the history repeats itself. It's going to happen again. 1813, 1814 by GMT. And Fighting Formations, U.S. 29th Infantry Division, an unboxing and first look, a game designed by Chad Jensen. Legendary Tactics 4 videos, Devon board game review, strategic depth and dynamic gameplay. I can't play those games. Then he does Devon in action, a full game playthrough. Then input playthrough on Retro Gaming Night and Virtual Super Bowl 2025. So that's what's happening Sunday, yeah? It's funny, I'm not into football. American football, that is. You know what I'm saying? I just never got into it. Why? Because I don't have a circle of friends who can he and haw and serve me chicken wings. That's why. I want chicken wings. You got chicken wings? Give me chicken wings on Legendary Tactics. And Let's Play History has 4 videos, and it's all of them on Field of Glory. Kingdom Communities in multiplayer. So 22, 23, 24, 25. That's what's happening on Let's Play History. Man who looks like a vampire. Mark Felton of Mark Felton Production has more than 2 videos, but the Nazi killer robots, fact or fiction? Well, you know, the Goliath, that was a robot. Was the V1 and V2 robots? Nah. But you know what I'm saying. Then Panzer Raid Netherlands, 1944. Ardennes Offensive dress rehearsal. That's a King Tiger. Is that the Porsche turret? Probably. Look at the size of that behemoth. And there's a Kübelwagen right next to it. And that's one of the scale models I want to build. I want to build a Kübelwagen. I already built the Kennethrad, which I'll show you, maybe, on Mark Felton Production. Model Nerd, and that's what I'm talking about, the Kettenrad. Look at that, the diorama, Tamiya 135. I built that, finished it yesterday. Does it look as good as that? It's not painted, because what I'm doing is I'm getting my chops for building, right? And then I'm gonna start with the worst model I made, which is probably all of them, and start painting. That's what I'm gonna do. So right now, I've got nothing painted. Gabish. Then brand new 2025 release F-35A Beast Mode by Revell. It's a 1/72 scale. Revell is a German company. On Model Nerd. The Nerd Workshop. 1 video, and it's Wolfpack. First look with designer Mike Bertuccelli. This game is published by GMT. You have to relax sometimes, eh? Take time off. Even me, I take time off. It's Newcastle After Dark, and it's the first video I want you to look at. The one to your right, completely left, that is. The one to your left. Newcastle After Dark presents Witchfinder General. Now, there is Vincent Price in this movie, and if you think Vincent Price is a cutesy-pootsy type of actor, this and that, and you know, nothing's gory, watch him here. He's evil, and he does a very convincing performance on Newcastle After Dark. Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials has 1 video, and it's Thunder on the Mississippi, Scenario 9. This is Success on Patrick's Tactics and Tutorials. Phoenix Knight looks at Mag 23, Guadalcanal 2525. This is a book war game. And yeah, I see it on Amazon a lot, because when I peruse Amazon, it always comes up. On Phoenix Knight. Prasutagus, the Orwell Wargamer painting desk update. You see, everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion or paint a little mini, whatever. On Prasutagus, the Orwell Wargamer. If you want to see me sing, I sing on the shit show sometimes when Artie takes off or there's a glitch. I can't help but start singing. Pushing Cardboard, Warriors of Japan, A Country Aflame, 1335 to 1339. Do people really look like that? Well, that's scary. On Pushing Cardboard. The Professor Riccardo Mazzini with his Warlog, 2 videos of the same subject, 1 in English, 1 in Italian, and it's 3 days Thai Bombas counterfactual war game. On Riccardo Mazzini Warlog. Ruffy of Rough Swordsman Wargamer is with Tony and Camp Sawyer, and they are live streaming Panzer Revisited Part 1. That's a game by Jim Day, published by GMT. Sean Lambert is playing Deutsch Africa Corps, Episode 2. See, DAC, I thought it was Desert Africa Corps, but it's not, it's Deutsch. I was corrected and reprimanded for saying desert at one point. I'm sorry. General Smitty of Smitty's Game Table has 2 videos. He's unboxing the small tactical game of the Vietnam War by Dark City Games and unboxing the tiny tactical game Assault on the 105s on Smitty's Game Table. Steve indulges 4 videos, Red Strike, Ball Tops, then a February 2025 check-in and looking ahead to Game On Con and Game On Day, Rough Times with Valley of Tears, and Game On Day 2, Warpgate and Black Orchestra on Steve Indulge's channel. Storm of Steel Wargaming has 2 videos, a hobby update and Vapnartak. Wow. 2025 show report. Look, it's minis on Storm of Steel Wargaming. Talking about minis, Naomi of Sword and Steel, and she's also from Nova Scotia, if I'm not mistaken, has 2 videos. How to play bolt action, run and fire, advance in mission 1, and the most compact hobby store tour of February 2025 on Sword and Steel. Tabletop Minions. Why are some people leaving the wargame hobby? 1 video. That's a question. Why? He'll give you his opinion. Tabletop Sci-Fi, 2 videos. The Creature That Ate Sheboygan. It's an old SPI from 1979. It's a review and play. I just love it. The Creature That Ate Sheboygan. Then Star Trek game, Milton Bradley, 1979. A review and how to play all of this on Tabletop Sci-Fi. The Board Game Chronicles, 2 videos, Operation Barclay, an unboxing and overview. I actually have that game. Carl Parazzi just gave it to me. Well, look at that! And Korea, The Forgotten War, unboxing and overview, a game published by MMP. Der Bunker is playing World in Flames. Look at all the colors. September to October 1942, Part 1. Like I said, I want to get into that because of the colors. Cody of the Discriminating Gamer, 8 videos. In the Shadows, Resistance in France, an unboxing with Ray. Then Snap Ship Tactics with Cody. And Joe, a G.I. Joe deck building game, Silent Interlude unboxing with Ray. And Finspan unboxing with Ray. And also G.I. Joe deck building game, The Crimson Veil expansion with Cody. And High Treason unboxing with Ray. Also Empire of the Stars with Cody. And Zombicide, Undead or Alive, Running Wild unboxing with Ray on the Discriminating Gamer. Indy Nidel's fantastic channel, The Korean War, has videos every week, and it's every week in real time that is happening in the Korean War when it happened. So, Thunderbolt, U.S. troops go on the offensive. I watched that one. It's pretty wicked. There's a general there who's tough. Then, a deadly game. China and U.S. both attack. Bloody hell. The 4th of February, 1951. On the Korean War by Indy Nidell. The name of the game. How to play Black Death. And he gives us a note here. Content, warning, contains medical photos of plague symptoms. We're all adults here, huh? This is a non-children show, huh? All right. The Gentlemen of the Players, they'd have 3 videos. The Savage Streets Manila by Revolution Games. Then Fire in the Blue by Asias Edizioni. Or Achies. Che cazzo ne sacci? And The Longest Winter by Alex Kershaw. From cover to cover. On the Player's Aid. GIMPY of the GIMPY Gamer has 2 videos. Iridia, The Paths We Dare Tread Very Worth Getting. And Liquidation Beta Gameplay Preview on the GIMPY Gamer. Tony of Tony's Board Life is playing Malta Besieged. Epic #1. I think this is a Worthington Publishing game. If it is, that's why it looks so good. Great production, Worthington. I'm telling you. U-Boaters 658, 4 videos, and it's all the same subject, and it's D-Day to the Rhine from World at War magazine #100. He does an unbagging, German turn, Axis mech phase, and the finished front catch-up. Not ketchup, but catch-up. Some people say catsup, but that's not what I'm talking about. He's catching up! God's sakes. You know, English is a difficult language. Imagine a foreigner trying to learn English and has no idea of English, right? So you want to teach him the word up. Up. You didn't think up was so complicated. Really? Hey, foreigner, what's up? Hey, look up! Shut up! What are you up to? They all mean different things. Now that's confusing. Thank God I learned it by rote. All of this happening on U-Boater 658. The Hugh Hefner of Wargaming. Wardy plays World War II, 2 videos, and it's GTS Utah Brecoud Manor After Action Report, and then take 2 of After Action Report of said game on Hugh Hefner's Wardy Plays World War II channel. War Game Ramble has 1 video, and it's the other side of the hill. The start of 1941, it's competitive. Competitive play, I guess that ain't solo. That's what he means. Teach that to a foreigner. Yeah, but let's go to a competition. Yeah, but this is competitive. You know what I'm saying? A competition is competitive. So I don't know what I'm saying. That's the wrong word to whatever. That's what's happening on War Game Ramble. For our Polish viewers, Wojennik TV has 2 videos, an unboxing of The Awakening Venom Primal, and then a review of Radetzky's March by, I know the guy, Sergio Schiavi. I don't know, but the guy's Italian, on Wojennik TV, who's Polish, but lives in France. Huh? All right. The Face! World War II board game channel, 2 videos, D-Day Dice 2nd edition, Atlantic Wall solo playthrough, map number 21, Achtung! Then unboxing D-Day Dice Gold Go. I don't have that. I'm a D-Day Dice guy, meaning I'm a completionist, so that's why I don't want to get into ASL right now, because I don't have the money. Okay? But you don't need the money, Dan. I've got all the mods. Yeah, I want him too. You understand? All right. On the Faces channel, World War II Solitaire board game channel. Kyoutse Poutsy Zilla Blitz. What a great channel. 4 videos. Look, there he goes. I bought a huge Advanced Squad Leader collection. This is number 2. Oh my God. Oh my God, another video. I bought a huge Advanced Squad Leader collection number 3. Oh my God, here he goes again. I bought a huge Advanced Squad Leader collection number 4. Oh my God. And then Wargaming and Board Games channel update for February 2025. on Zilla Blitz.
Howdy folks, it's Meandering Mike in the Man Cave of Madness. This is our bi-weekly channel update. Now, you may not notice, but this is a hexagon pattern shirt. There you go, you can see it. Hexagons represent. All right, so what did we do in the last 2 weeks? Last week's weekly channel update and 4 new videos. We have the Leany playthrough, the start of the French turn, the first assaults hitting the Prussian line. Now I'm going to be leveraging this content for an upcoming segment about ways of thinking in the war game. More on that a little bit later here in this episode. Another thing I did there is an unboxing of Star Wars Escape from the Death Star. This is the 1990 West End Games game, not the 1977 game. This little video turned out to be relatively popular. Most of my videos usually have 50 to 100 views or so. This one actually has over 1,500 views within 1 week. So pretty cool. I'm happy with that. So check that out. More Star Wars content might be coming in the near future. Now, the next video I did up there, I call Every Nook and Cranny. No wasted space in the man cave. So I've got way too much stuff, hard to fit it all in the man cave, so I'm literally trying to take advantage of every little bit of wall space to put in storage solutions. So check that out, see what I'm doing there. Maybe that'll give you some ideas to maximize your storage space. And the final one up there, this is a tribute, remembrance, looking at the legacy of Alan Emmerich. He passed 1 month ago, January 7th, 2025. And so this is going to tribute to him. We cover many aspects of his career and his contributions to the gaming industry at large. So many different aspects of the field that he's involved with. So check that out. There might be something there that you're not aware of. And if you have any special remembrances or information about Alan's career, something that you think other people might appreciate, an anecdote or some aspect of his career that others might not know, feel free to add to the comments there to this remembrance and legacy look at Alan's career. Now, what's coming up on the channel? No hard commitments, but we hope to, as I alluded to earlier, work on a ways of thinking, the series I've been talking about for a while, and it's finally starting to gel. The first one, I'm going to leverage what I talked about in the how to play in these first assaults on Leany. We're going to talk about critical thinking and decision making in games, and looking at the quality of your decision making, and can you judge it necessarily, at least in the short run, from the quality of your results. And we are using 2 books to support this from a famous poker player and author. And so we'll look at those books, and that'll kick off this series on ways of thinking in war games. We'll also hope to continue our playthrough of Leany and get that finished. We're also looking at continuing our non-boxing unboxings. I did the first one on a general look at non-standard game formats other than in cardboard boxes, and we looked at some tin games. I have a poll on my channel right now. I'm going to switch over to that. Let's see if I can get this to happen seamlessly. One moment. There. So you should be seeing an anonymous browser tab, and I did this so that you can't see there the current poll results. So here's the poll, and you can go in there and vote. I'm going to end this soon. These are more non-standard, non-cardboard box formats for games. Bag games, tube games, book games, as opposed to game books, which to me are like the choose your own adventure and fighting fantasy, but game book games. And down at the bottom, there is other formats of like games that come in cases of wood or plastic or in tins. Okay, so those are the 4 options. You can vote on that. And I will continue to do this over the next month or so, looking at these different games. But you guys can vote on what you want to see next there. So also potentially coming up, Hex Encounter Memories, Collector's Corner, other things like that. So no hard commitment to what's coming up the next 2 to 4 weeks, but these are all the things that we're working on. So thank you very much for watching. And if you are watching this segment on the Meandering Mike bi-weekly format on Dan Pencaldi's channel, No Enemies Here, thank you. And make sure you subscribe to his channel. And I'm sending it back to you, Dan. Ciao, y'all. Hexagons forever.
Another week. Another show in the first week of February. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and support this channel. It gives me great incentive, and it's just fantastic that people support a schmo like me. But anyways, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a different week. I think people are starting to get back into the swing of things. We're having more content. The Christmas fat is melting. And that's it, man. Other than that, let's see here. Yeah. I love staying home and doing minis and scale modeling. That's what I like to do. I'm not antisocial, but I am now! Have a good week. Be nice.